Let's look at multiplying brackets, also called expanding double brackets. So if we look at this example, we're asked to expand and simplify x plus 3 in one bracket being multiplied, because remember, brackets mean multiply. There's nothing here, so there's a hidden times sign there, isn't there? Okay, so x plus 3 is being multiplied by 2x plus 1. These brackets have been multiplied together. Okay, and to do that, what we need to do is to make sure that each term inside the brackets are multiplied together. Alright, so there's two ways you can do this. You can either follow FOIL, which F stands for first, O stands for outside, I stands for inside, and L stands for last. You can follow that to have a method of answering the question, or you can just take an approach whereby you make sure that everything's multiplied together. So I'll show you both methods. Here I'll show you FOIL, and on the left hand side I'll show you just multiplying each together. You will see that both are very similar. So if we take an approach where we make sure that each term inside the brackets are multiplied together, take the first term in the first bracket and multiply it by this 2x and by this plus 1. So first of all, x times 2x is 2x squared, and then x times plus 1 is plus 1x. We can write that as plus x as well. So everything has been multiplied by x. Now let's make sure that everything's multiplied by plus 3. Plus 3 times 2x is plus 6x. And then plus 3 times plus 1 is plus 3. Okay, so that's the expand part done. Next step is to simplify. So 2x squared, there's no like term to 2x squared, so we just write 2x squared. Plus 1x, is there a like term to that? Yes, plus 6x, so that will give us plus 7x. And then plus 3 is on its own, there's no like term, so we just write plus 3. Okay. If we were to follow FOIL, it's very much the same, whereby you look at these, what's first in each bracket? Well, the x and the 2x are first, so we multiply those together. That will give you 2x squared. Which are on the outside of the brackets? Well, the x and this plus 1 are on the outside of each bracket, so multiply those together, plus 1x. If those are on the outside, then on the inside it's going to be plus 3 and the 2x, multiply those together, that gives you plus 6x. And then last, well, if the x and the 2x were first in the brackets, then the plus 3 and this plus 1 are going to be last in the bracket. So plus 3 times 1 is plus 3. And then simplify like we did earlier, so you're going to have 2x squared plus 7x plus 3 by collecting like terms. Okay. Let's look at another two examples. So here we're asked to expand and simplify x plus 7 in one bracket, x minus 3 in another bracket. So we're multiplying brackets, whereby you may want to follow FOIL, or you may want to go through the approach where you just multiply each term together. Okay, so first of all, if we've multiplying what's first, that's the x times x. Okay, or if you're using the first method, then we just know that we need to multiply x by x and then x by minus 3. Okay, so x times x gives you x squared, and then that's the first done. Outside means we need to multiply the x by the minus 3. That's minus 3x. Okay, so outside done, if those are on the outside, then the inside is plus 7 times the x. Or if we use the different method, we need to do the plus 7 times the x and then plus 7 times minus 3. Be careful of this minus 3. Okay, so plus 7 times x is plus 7x. And then plus 7 times minus 3, positive times negative is a negative. 3 times 7 is 21. Now, what we need to do is simplify by collecting like terms. So x squared hasn't got a like term there, minus 3x plus 7x will give us plus 4x, and then minus 21. And that's 2 marks in your GCSE. Looking at example 3, expand and simplify. So again, take 2x and multiply it by x. They're the first in each bracket, so that gives you 2x squared. Then we take the 2x and multiply it by plus 4. They're outside each bracket, so that's plus 8x. Next up, take the minus 3. Now, if you've got a minus, be careful. Remember that a negative times a negative is a positive times a positive is a positive. If the signs are different and they're being multiplied together, then it is a negative. Okay, so minus 3 times x is going to give us minus 3x, because a negative times positive is a negative. They're on the inside, and then last in each bracket is the minus 3 multiplied by this plus 4. Negative times positive is a negative, 3 times 4 is 12. Then we simplify. So 2x squared has not got a like term in this expression. Plus 8x minus 3x is going to give us plus 5x. And then we have minus 12 as well. Okay. Let's look at this fourth example. Expand and simplify 4a minus 6 squared. Now, what do we know about squared? Anything times by itself is squared, isn't it? So, what this means is that we've got 4a minus 6 being multiplied by 4a minus 6. It's a lot easier and nicer to look at it like that. Okay. Common error that people will do is whereby they would just square, for example, the 4a squared to give you 16a squared, and then square the 6 minus 6 to give you minus 36. Okay, but that is wrong. Do not do that, because remember that squared means multiplied by itself. So to answer this, we've got 4a minus 6 in one bracket being multiplied by 4a minus 6. Okay, if we are following file, F stands for first, O outside, I inside, L last, or 4a times 4a, and then we do 4a times minus 6, and then minus 6 times 4a, and then minus 6 times minus 6. Okay, but first in each of these brackets are 4a times 4a, which is 16a squared. Outside is the 4a and the minus 6, so that gives you minus 24a. Inside is the minus 6 times 4a, which is minus 24a. And last is the minus 6 times the minus 6, which is a plus 36. Be careful of your signs in this question. Okay, remember that if the signs are the same, it's positive. If the signs are different, it's a negative. Now we need to simplify. So 16a squared is as it is, as there's no like term in this expression. Minus 24a and minus 24a are like terms, so we can collect those together and simplify. That gives you minus 48a and then plus 36. Okay, so just take your time, and you either work through file or this approach where you do 4a times 4a, 4a times minus 6 times 4a, minus 6 times minus 6. Both methods are exactly the same, it's just here you have got an acronym to follow.